Hello. Welcome to a new edition of Before the Weekend, your weekly update on things that I believe matter for society, for the economy, for leadership, and for life. Things that I look at through the lens of noble purpose and meaning. This is the tint before the weekend, and I wanted to do something special. I would say something more philosophical. Very often, when I present my book, which is happening more and more recently, the journalists ask why I have dedicated this book to the beauty of life. So really in the first page of the book, it is dedicated to the beauty of life. And I wanted to share that with you because I think it's something important. So this Before the Weekend is about the beauty of life. How often do we think about the quality of life? What is life for us? Is it our work? Is it the way how we look at things? Is it the way how we possess things? Is it the interaction with others? Or is it something different? And I would like to invite you for this Before the Weekend to think differently about life. When I think about life, there is a couple of things that come to mind. First of all, I have grown up on the countryside, which allowed me to be connected with animals, with nature, with the beauty of the seasons, with the diversity of the green and the land, with the farmers doing their thing, with the balance, the harmony that you could observe as a little child. And having that connection with nature is something which I believe is very important, which I believe is also something that many of us have lost. And it is thanks to the pandemic that we have learned, obliged very often, to reconnect with nature, as that was more or less the only thing we could do apart from staying at home. Another event that happened in my life was my kidnapping in '94, where I was violently kidnapped and injured. And this has had a huge impact, obviously, on my life, having to recuperate for several months before I could start again living normally. And the fact of being confronted with near death, because that is actually what happened when the terrorists pointed their gun at me and the people I was with, knowing that we were going to be liquidated. It was a very confrontational experience. But also the work I do, helping leaders and organizations reconnect with noble purpose and meaning, is something which is so special, so meaningful, and also so sacred in a certain way, that it connects me very often with positive things, with constructive things, with uplifting things. That also has to do with the people I meet and the people I learn from and the people that inspire me. So there are so many things in my life that I found very important, and I want to share the importance of really being connected with all these important things in our life that we consider as normal or maybe even as insignificant until the moment that life is going to pass away or that life is going to stop. So very often I hear people complain about their life, but is it the life as such that they are complaining about, or is it about specific components of their life, like their work that they don't like, or the relationship that has become quite difficult, or a friendship that is complicated, or maybe even the relationship with a parent or a family member apart from your partner, or something that is not working out the way you want it to work out. And so we start confusing life with a component of our life, because life is something really sacred for me. And I would hope it is also something sacred for you. It is requiring a special awareness, and it is requiring a special relation to life. In order to be able to have that, we have to be aware of our life, and we have to be aware of life as such. So the question is, what is life? For example, if I have to write an article or I have to produce an opinion piece, I can like it, I cannot like it, but that is not my life. That is only a minor, small component of my life. But my life is so much more. My life is about understanding what is nature. It is about looking at the birds in this season in the morning. It is looking at the blossoming of the trees. It's looking at the clouds passing by. It's being conscious of the smell of coffee or a hot chocolate or a cup of tea or freshly baked bread or freshly mown grass. It is touching the person that you love. It is looking in the eyes of your child or being connected with a special friend or a special relation that you have. It is about being aware of the beauty of the rain and the sun and the wind. It is about observing nature. It is about observing the instant moment. It is about being mindful of the things that are surrounding you, of the things that are there anyway. And very often we are not aware about these things. We only become aware of these things at the moment that they're going to disappear, which is very often when there is the risk that our life is going to end. And then all of a sudden we become conscious, we become aware of the beauty of all these little things. Then we start thinking about what if we had cherished these things more. And these things have always been there, so we don't need to do anything specific to have them. What we need to do is become aware, is become conscious, is become mindful of these things in life. And I can really share with you that if we learn to become conscious about these so-called simple things in our life, that life really takes a very different dimension. This is not philosophy. This is being connected instantly, every moment, with life. So I would like to ask you, how often do you think about the quality of life? How often do you step out of your routine in the week, but also in the weekend, to connect with life? How often do you really stop to observe the grass, the birds, a tree, your garden, the view from your house or your apartment or your flat or wherever you live? When you're driving, what is it that you observe? Have you looked at all the buildings, the difference in buildings, the nature that passes by, the other people, how people are behaving in their cars? When you're walking, even when you're in the office, are you aware of all the amazing things surrounding you? When you're at home, what is it that you observe? What is it that you look at? What is it actually that gets your attention? So this invitation is, first, what is it that you look at? What is it that you observe? And second, what is it that you allow your mind to focus on? Because if we want to love life, if we want to connect with the beauty of life, which is the idea of my conversation with you, we have to learn to shift our mind to the things that are there and the things that can help us uplift, connect with the essence of life. And the essence of life is not the complexity that we have created. The essence of life is not the abundance of material things. The essence of life is not the wealth, whatever kind of wealth that is surrounding us. The essence of life for me is really about the simple things that make life. And I would like to invite you for this weekend to connect with that and see how different the connection you make is going to make you feel? What is that quality of connection going to change in your perception of things? So can I invite you to take a commitment as you're listening, as you're watching this? Take a commitment now to start connecting with your life from a very different perspective, by observing, by becoming mindful of all the great and yet simple things that surround you, and see how that is going to be different. And so I would like to end this little conversation with you, this short talk, with a quote from the philosopher Khalil Gibran, who said, "Write the bad things that are done to you in sand, but write the good things that happen to you in marble." It's amazing. Write the bad things that happen to you in sand, but write the great things that happen to you, the good things that happen to you in marble. I hope you have enjoyed this more philosophical before the weekend. If you have enjoyed it, like the video, share it with friends and family. I hope to see you next week for another update on things that matter. And for now, enjoy the weekend, and especially enjoy life. Enjoy your life. Bye-bye.